Hello, episode 2 of Outfits and Opinions. I am so happy that you all are here. If you haven't seen the first episode, please go watch that. Just wait till after this video. And if you are returning, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for tuning in. And let's get straight into it. So many people have asked me this week how I feel about the appointment of Pier Paolo Piccoli at Balenciaga. And please forgive me, do not crucify me if I really butchered the name, and I believe that I did. But you know who I'm talking about. The man, the legend from Valentino, and I cannot be more excited. Honestly, I'm such a huge fan. If you know me, you know this. I was a huge fan of Valentino Couture when he was there, and I paid such close attention to it. I definitely think that he is such a respectful designer, and I'm really excited for Balenciaga to have somebody like that. He did make a statement saying he's not trying to take anything away from what Demna did or anyone before Demna, and so I think that is really, really cool that, you know, he wants to kind of embrace that. So many people come in and just wipe it out. He is not necessarily the grunge type, so I'm really excited to see kind of what he creates from his interpretation of what Balenciaga is now, as well as still being respectful of the house codes and just making sure that he is still staying true to himself. I really think that this is one of the best decisions that Kering could have made for Balenciaga. They are known to make very safe decisions, but this one was a good one. They know that he knows how to sell to the consumer, create things that people will love, but as well as still be a creative. And I think that we really need something like that at Balenciaga, as well as he is a huge collaborator. Not that he works with so many people or so many other brands, but I think that he really knows how to embrace other people's designs, embrace other people's ideas, but most of all, do the storytelling of what the house has come from. And so I think that we're gonna see a lot of really cool things from him, as well as maybe continuing the saga of the irony that Demna did. He might kind of do those collabs with certain brands that kind of break the barrier of fashion and the outside world. And I also think that Balenciaga will give him so many resources to create amazing things. He is one of the best couture designers that I have seen in my lifetime. Honestly, I was obsessed with Valentino Couture, like literally obsessed. So I'm really, really excited to see what he might do, and I just think that they're going to give him a lot of freedom because they know that he is going to do the best work that he can. And so we'll see how this goes, but I am so looking forward to it, honestly. With that comes the next topic of kind of what we are seeing that is new in fashion. And I think that the COVID curse has been lifted. We are seeing color, we're seeing patterns, we're seeing just so many cool things that we haven't seen in a really long time. It took us 5 years to kind of get out of, you know, that minimalist era, and it was cool. I was here for it. I'm a very minimalist stylist, I guess, but I definitely think that, you know, I do have appreciation for so many things that I see on the runway, so many things that are a little bit more grandiose, I guess. And so I'm really, really excited to see that there's going to be more of that kind of introduced. I think YSL, they just came out with a brand new campaign, and so many people were just in awe of it because they could not interpret it. And I think that's what fashion was missing for a really long time, is that storytelling, but also allowing the consumer to interpret it however they want to. Like, if you see yourself in this story, if you see yourself in this kind of aura that they are creating for you, then you purchase from that. But they're not selling you something to purchase. Obviously, marketing is marketing, but they're not telling you what to buy. Like, hey, this is how you style this, and this is how you walk around LA looking like this with this bag. They're more so like, these are all the random things that you can do or see yourself doing with our pieces. Even if it doesn't make sense, just do it. You know, just express yourself and use fashion to do that. Obviously, it goes into photography, it goes into editorial, all of the things. I think we're gonna see so much more creativity kind of bursting, and I'm really, really excited. I definitely think that campaign opened the doors, and I hope that a lot of other brands kind of follow suit and just give us something that we haven't seen in a really long time. Especially American Vogue. I'm the biggest hater on American Vogue, I'm not even gonna lie, but I just think that there are so many boundaries that we can push. There are so many things that we can do to really push the limits. There was a time where fashion was almost like a timeless obsession, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how to explain something sometimes, but creators were creating, designers were designing for a timeless experience of clothing and of fashion. And I think that we are missing that. We are only styling and we're only designing for the time and for what is going on right outside right now. We're missing the point of buying things to have them for longevity and to feel a connection to them. And I think that what we're gonna see is gonna be more of like, you have to be more intentional about what you're buying, because this is something that is a little bit different. It has a different silhouette, it has a different style, it has a different pattern, it has a different color or whatever, but it's like, are you buying it with intention because you absolutely love it and you were drawn to it? I touched on that a little bit on my last episode, but I definitely think that, you know, we're gonna see a lot more people kind of expressing themselves through personal style. We saw way too much of that core style, like the cottage core and all of those things that sprouted from TikTok trends or reels or whatever, but we missed personal style. We missed that. I did, at least. And so I'm really excited to see how people are kind of interpreting fashion again. I think it's going to be a really creative year, and I'm really excited to see all the things that are coming out, all of the new changes in the houses as far as creative directors, even up to CEOs, and there's a lot of things in business and marketing that really take play in what we see in the forefront of fashion. So there's a lot of changes that are being made, and I'm so excited, but the curtain has finally been lifted. We are free from the shackles of minimalism, and there's nothing wrong with it, but I definitely think that, you know, we really could push the boundaries just a little bit more, and hopefully you do in your own personal style as well. With that being said, the expression at the Cannes Film Festival has been limited a little bit. They came out with a statement saying that the dress code is going to be enforced a little bit more, so they said no nudity, no long trains, and they kind of put a little bit of perimeters on the menswear as well, as far as the colors and the silhouettes of the suits that they're able to wear. I do not necessarily agree with that, but I also understand. I understand when you are given a dress code that is black tie, that doesn't mean, you know, wear whatever crazy color or, you know, whatever it is, silhouette, you know, the grandiose of it all, but at the same time, it's a creative event. Like, what are we doing? You know, like, why are we putting creative perimeters at a creative event? I think the Cannes Film Festival has always been that red carpet, like that one red carpet where people really show their personalities. They're there with their partners, with their co-stars, with people that they're very comfortable with, and you see them kind of shine. Like, you really do see things come to life. It's a huge red carpet. It's a huge event. There's so much space to really feel and take it in, whatever they're wearing. It's even a lot of space for the attendees to really just express themselves and to be themselves, as well as for the audience to take it all in and get so many different angles and so many, you know, like cool detailed photos of what they're wearing. And so when those things are kind of limited, it does, I don't know, it just breaks my heart a little bit, because it's like there's so many different ways to interpret fashion, and I know a lot of stylists and a lot of the attendees, you know, had something to say about it, and I completely understand the frustration. Like, you know, I don't know, it's kind of crazy to me. They stated that it was because of the venue that they were at, but I'm also like, you chose this venue to hold a creative event, so I don't know. I don't agree with it, honestly, I just don't. But there were still so many amazing, beautiful looks this year, and how they interpreted, you know, the perimeters of fashion and style. Holska, she wore like an archive mouclair, and you know, it was a little bit see-through or whatever, but I think people try to push the boundaries as much as they could, and I really appreciate them for that, because we need that. We don't need any more parameters on fashion. I'm through with it. I'm through. Like, I just want to see true creativity. But with that being said, hopefully you are also pushing the boundaries in your own fashion. You're going outside, you are getting inspired by real life events, and don't let anything hold you back from, you know, pursuing your style. And especially with all the things coming out, allow yourself to use things in a different way or see things in a different way. But yeah, have a great day today, and I will see you next Thursday with a little weekend vlog.